Welcome, Veritas family. Welcome to our next session of Give and Take. I'm Sherry Davis. I'm here with Brother Brian Wagner.
Yes.
You guys have had, he's been here a good long while, so no doubt some of you have had classes with him. You might have met him at conventions a time or two, or traveling in his tenure here. So we are going to jump right in. Brother Wagner, we're going to have you start with your VBC origin story. And so tell us how you came to be at VBC. And in the meantime, if you were just hopping on or you were watching in replay, tell us where you're watching from and tell us how you might know Brother Wagner, whether from a class or travels or something like that. So go ahead, Brother Wagner, we'll let you start.
Yeah. So do you remember, Sherry, that shed you used to work in on the side of the road
I love that you call
20
it a
years
shed.
ago?
It wasn't a shed, but to be
It was
fair,
a
it was not
shed.
far off.
It was definitely a small building.
It's
And
a small
and
building.
I can't recall 20 years ago, and I
Yeah,
can't recall if I went there first. I think I actually had an appointment first with Brother Forrester,
yeah.
and then he sent me to you.
No, it
Uh,
wasn't a shed. I will say it was not a shed, but it did not have a bathroom. So similar,
so that's a shed.
similar.
It's
You're
not
not far
there.
off. You're not
It's
far off.
not there anymore.
That's so funny.
But
We got
anyway,
yeah, that's good. That's funny. So you met with Dr. Forrester first.
I think so. Yeah, I was desiring to get into teaching. I was going back into seeing if I could do schoolwork because I knew I had to finish up my Master of Divinity and then go on even beyond that because no college wants you unless you're working towards a PhD or DMin. So so I was working on those things and I heard about the school and I thought, well, I'll go talk to the pastor, see what's going on. And he put me in touch with Eugene Nichols, who was the vice president at that time. And Eugene, I'd met, I think it was at a pastor's meeting, is where I met Eugene after having talked with Brother Forster. And Brother Forster and I, man, we were on the same page. I mean, as far as thinking about God's word and ministry, and I really enjoyed that first interview with him. And then yeah, Eugene said, yeah, he was trying to get rid of Greek. He was teaching Greek. And I said I could perhaps do that. They had a student in the spring of 2004 who needed Greek to graduate. Sorry, I can't remember his name. You probably can. He was a pastor in the area there. And so then this fall, 20 years ago, this fall, teaching church history for Brother Thompson, who was also backing out of teaching church history. And so it was a great opportunity, the Lord to open the door. And I'm teaching church history this fall. I've definitely,
So have you taught church history 20 years straight?
yeah, I've been the only one to teach undergraduate church history. Yep, yep. And
Wow, I
Baptist
didn't realize
history when it
that.
comes up, yeah. And then
Well,
they added
that
on the grad program. When was that? 210 or something? We added on the grad program. And so they added on a church history course for that. And in fact, a historical theology course as well, which I haven't taught for a while, but that's kind of a history course. Yeah, being in Ireland before I came back to America, doing church planning in Ireland, um, I tell the students I got C's in church history in grad program before I went to Ireland. But serving the Lord in Ireland showed me, boy, how important it is to understand how Christianity has developed through the centuries. Did I have you that first fall of 2004? Were you in that class? I had you in one of my classes.
yeah, it was either church history or Baptist history. I
Might have
can't
been the
remember.
next spring you were in Baptist history. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to show the students you're a little older too.
Okay, all right. How
Even though
dare
you look
you?
so
I
young,
didn't bring you on to be insulting, okay? Rude. That's funny. No, I really enjoyed that class, and I remember I jumped back in, if you'll recall, just last year into Masters in Biblical Counseling, and I had you in a class then, and it was bringing back all of these memories from way back, and I think it was in 2000, yeah, probably 2005-ish, 2004, something
Wow.
like that, when I jumped
Wow.
into my undergrad. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I took the biblical counseling class there for a while from Brother Nichols as well. Yeah.
we've got some folks watching on. We've got Denfield Hastings. He says, Brother Wagner taught me so many courses. Joshua Leager, watching from Fort Moore, Georgia, had the privilege of taking a couple history classes taught by Brother Wagner. Michael Rakers, watching from West Alexandria, Ohio. Darren Bracy had church and Baptist history back in the day when classes were live, had great conversation and
Yeah.
chased numerous rabbits. I wonder, surely not. And Brother Wagner
No, they weren't
classes.
rabbits. They were applications of history. They were lessons from
Sure,
history.
sure.
They were my favorite subjects
Yeah, right.
that I
Yeah, so
snuck into the
he's
history.
watching.
You can
He's
sneak
watching in
anything into
Surrey.
history.
That's fun. That's good. Well, I didn't realize that you had taught that straight this whole time. That has been just you. I did not realize that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we need to find somebody, right? I'm getting old. I'm going to be I'm going to be 70 next year.
No way.
No way.
Really?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm hoping I can last another 10, but I already told the school when I turn 70, I don't want any more admin jobs. My mind is already a little shot. So this admin stuff where you
So
have to
you're
get
just
all
picking and choosing what you like of the job. I mean, don't always
exactly.
do that.
Exactly. So if I could keep teaching at least, but I've had teachers that have been over 80, and I thought to myself, somebody should have told them it's time to retire.
Time to move
So
on.
I told the school when I turn 80, just kick me out because I don't want to be a burden for sure. Um,
So
and
Josiah
before, I
Van
mean,
Kirk
and before, if
says,
you think I've lost it before, if I start drooling in class or something.
yeah. Well, luckily these are recorded sessions now, so we're not going to see any live. If you post a video of you drooling, then you really do have more issues than we should probably continue on with. I
Right,
understand
right.
drooling in class live, but if you have actually posted a previously recorded video of you drooling and asleep, then we're in trouble.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Josiah
Exactly.
Van Kirk says, I know him from a Facebook group called Provisionist Theologians. So,
Yeah. Wow.
um,
So we have a student that's actually on that Facebook group. That's good.
Josiah Van Kirk. In fact, hey Josiah, they just had a baby not too long ago. So we got to
Hey, well, Josiah, I'm teaching the Calvinism question, this B module coming up. Is he grad student?
I'm not sure about that. Josiah, are
Yeah.
you a graduate student or undergrad? Type in the group in the thing there.
I just sent an email out to all the grad students about what's available for Module B. And I'm teaching the Calvinism question, which I think is a very important issue that every pastor, church leader, discipler is going to face because everyone gets asked those questions.
Right, exactly. All right. So you and I have worked together for 20
20
years.
years.
And when we were on campus,
Now you were a student. Well, no, that's right. You were also working. That's right. You were the business manager, registrar, everything. You were the everything. Yeah,
at
exactly.
the time, it's grown by leaps and bounds since then. But when I first started, I was getting like sticky notes, grades with sticky notes on them. People would
Yeah,
just
you
drop them
remember
by my
the fax
desk.
machine? We used to have the fax in the tests.
Yep. When we
And it
started
was
those,
18, was it? I can't remember. Was it 18 weeks for a semester or 17?
they were
Then it went down to
17.
16, now it's 15.
Yeah, for some for undergrad, a graduate still at 16, I believe. But yeah, it definitely has changed over time, and each of those changes for me has been challenging, just because you just can't see the end from the beginning. But the Lord has, what I love about working with, probably with any place with any longevity, is that you get to see the Lord work. You just
Yeah,
get to
exactly.
see you're in the valley and you're not sure how the next thing is going to pan out, but then you get to the next thing and you think, oh, that's why this happened. And so, we were poised and ready when COVID came because we had already gone online. And so the Lord had us protected there. And you and I got to work through a lot of that together, especially on campus. And I will say, the one thing that is always just fun to argue, we can get into our arguments, but I will
Yeah.
never forget just what you can eat, what you will eat, what you will eat. Leftovers from the fridge, it doesn't matter whose they are.
So when you say snacks, I was thinking that could be anything.
That's what I was hoping. I want to know what kind of exotic thing you'd put on there.
Because I'll eat anything as a snack. It could be 4 weeks old as long as it doesn't have too much green on it, you know.
Oh, I know. It was so disgusting. Uh, we'll have you
Because the
now.
microwave kills everything. So, you just put it in the microwave and
It's so nasty. Yeah, put it in the microwave and it spells up the whole building. We had that a time or two for sure.
you were very generous and
We'd always just
compassionate.
whatever we had left over, we would send your way. All right. So next thing we'd like to move on to is what resource or tip or a piece of advice you have for the students. We'd like to, with your,
Yeah.
time in the ministry and what they can look forward to. Let's hear from you on that front.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, and there are different resources that are out there that are very good to use. And you're learning these things from your professors anyway. So what came to my mind is a bit of advice. Don't be afraid to bother your professor. And I specifically for clarification on any assignment, especially papers, find out exactly what they want and as detailed until you're satisfied that you know exactly what they want. I would even ask them for an example. If they have a sample paper or a sample discussion post or a sample, because not just to get the A, but to be a better student, to be a better, because the professor has in their mind what is going to be the best way of learning that topic or writing about that topic. And so tied to that is when you read the syllabus, which you should, of course, look at the assignment details and format your response. Let's say it's a paper. Format your paper exactly as the details of that assignment. So, for instance, if it's a book review you're asked to do, and in the assignment it says, in this book review, you should have an overview of the book. You should have 4 strengths of what you saw were strengths in the book. You should have 4 weaknesses. You should have 3 quotes. However the assignment is listed out, do the paper that way. Don't think you have to be creative. Don't think you have to be an expert in terms of literature. You're not writing for publication. You're writing to finish the assignment. So use from whatever's in the assignment. Use the headers. Use as headers overview, 4 strengths, 4 weaknesses, 3 quotes. Use those as headers, and you'll be surprised. The professor will say, "Man, they read the assignment instructions and they stuck to them." So I don't know if that's a help or not, but
It is good advice, and I'll add to that from what I remember from undergrad. You would
yeah,
say things like, don't let your grade get in the way of your learning.
well, that is true. That you remember me saying that, right? Yeah, yeah. Don't let you're there to learn. You're there to get the skills that God wants you to use for ministry, and then you're also in ministry, or you have family, or you have another job. And you have to prioritize. And so if you have little children, spend your time with your little children if it means getting a C in the course that you're taking. But you can still learn. You can still get the C and still learn what you can from the course and know what you have to come back to later, maybe to get more out of that course. But as
Mhm.
long as you keep your head above sea level, that's how I would say it,
Above sea
keep your
level.
head above sea level.
Yeah. One,
Uh,
I will
the
say
degree is the
too,
key. The degree is going to open the door for you. It's not the
right.
grades.
Yeah, exactly. And there are going to be courses that you gravitate to and that you love and you invest in, and there are courses that you just check the box. Like we're not immune. We in the administration understand. We've all been through a number of courses. We all get it.
We
There are
did it
courses that,
ourselves.
yeah,
Exactly.
we've all been through it. There are classes that we check the box on and we move on, and then there are classes we genuinely love. We connect with that instructor. We still talk with those instructors, and even now after graduation, in order for the mentorship relationship as that kicks in, you
Yeah.
reach out, what
Yeah.
do I do in this situation? How do I move forward here? What would you do in this situation?
And that's part of it. That's part of VBC as well. We want to be as much as you want us to be in your life for the future, because we want to serve you. We want God to use you mightily wherever he has you. And if we can be a little part of that, man, that's just a blessing to us. That's
Yes,
a but
exactly.
but we
That's
know
our
who
that's
God
our
we know who
passion.
God used in our lives and still
Hmm.
uses in our lives from outside, even professors I've had that I can still contact,
Yep.
as old as I am.
I will say too, Brother Wagner, that we routinely go through assessments here at college, and without fail, there are students on in the comments that say, Brother Wagner reached out to me. Brother Wagner took me to coffee. Brother Wagner, it is very clear that it is your heart and your passion, not just to instruct, but to actually connect. And that means a lot to
Especially
me.
if we're going to lunch somewhere. I mean, I love that connection.
So if any of you tell us where you are, by the way.
Oh, I'm in Winston-Salem now.
So he's in the Winston-Salem area. If there are any students in that area, he will be happy to meet you
I
guys.
have actually met with some already.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we set up lunch and I meet them, or breakfast, and we meet halfway or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Very, and I would be chided by you a lot of times because I'd be complaining about some irresponsible student or something at the desk. I'd be, oh, if they just do, and you would say things like, well, have you um discussed this in a way that would help, find out what's causing the issue?
I
And it would
never
be a very
chided you. Come on.
mentor. Oh, come on.
You got me mixed up with somebody else, I think.
But it was what it did is it guided the discussion into like giving grace.
Yeah,
Maybe that
exactly.
person's background is different, or they haven't learned that skill, or there was a lot going on in their lives at that point. And it was really formative for me as a young person, working, and that was super helpful. I'm not great at it. I still have a lot of work to do to be able to give people grace that they need, but it was really helpful in those early days to have somebody to say, okay, well, I
Well,
wouldn't
thank
cut
you.
them
Yeah,
short
praise the
so
Lord.
quickly.
Yeah, we're a family. I mean, it's so easy to run a school like a business.
Yeah.
Well, it's so easy to run a church like a business.
Yeah.
And God wants both, really. If it's a ministry, he wants it to be run like a family, really.
Well, we really we at BBC and Brother Wagner is the embodiment of this, is we just value connection. And anyway, I don't think you're the guy that would take a phone call anytime, whatever, however I can help, send me an email, meet up for lunch. And so I really admire
Please
that in
do.
you. And that shows up time after time in our assessments as we get that back from students. So
Yeah, his
we had
teaching's
some
not very good, but he likes to talk. So you can call
hey,
him anytime.
it's fine. We had some extra comments since the last time. Okay, so last time we looked over here at the comments. Denfield says he's going to take the Calvinism question with Module B, so you'll have him in there. Anne Marie mentioned the squid in the microwave. Yes, that was something I'll never forget. He was for those of you just hopping on, Brother Wagner has an iron stomach, and when we were on campus, he'd eat anything or everything, and it would be left over, and he would put it in the microwave. One time it was squid, and it was gross. It smelled up the whole building. I'll never forget it. It was pretty
That's
bad.
why the school went completely online after that. They figured can't have this.
We shut the next day. We closed the campus the next day. We say it was condemned at that point. It was the squid and it was over with. So Josiah says he's an undergrad student and he's going to be here for the duration, 10 years or so. So you guys might graduate and retire at the same time. So
Oh, there you go.
we've got Miles McNair in Yellowstone, Wyoming. And Darren Bracey says, what are you doing in Winston-Salem?
So we were in Florida, Tampa, and that's the beauty of Veritas. You can be anywhere and teach. In fact, if the Lord let me go back to Ireland, I think I'd like to teach from there. But we had our granddaughters down there and they turned 19, 20. They're 19, 20 now. They're in college. So we had finished that stage of our grandparenting. They can come visit us now, which they have already here in Winston-Salem. So we wanted to get out of the heat. Lori had a little bit of a skin cancer issue that thankfully the Lord got rid of all of it. And we want to get out of the sun. We wanted to sell the house when it was a good time to sell. It was the first house we ever owned.
Oh, really?
We bought it in 2019.
Wow.
And sold it in 24. And the Lord really blessed, which was, and thankful for that. Help a little bit with retirement
Right.
account. So yeah, a number of different reasons. But Tim White and Becky White are up here. Tim's an adjunct with us at Veritas, and he's full-time here at Carolina University. I'm actually in an office right now at Carolina University. So I teach a adjunct class, Old Testament survey for them, and Tim teaches for us. So it's kind of like a sister situation here, colleges. Though Veritas is better, actually.
Well, sure. I would expect you to say that. I would expect nothing less.
Well, I'm full time, right? For 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I thank the Lord. Actually, I thank the Lord for, I think you were talking about this earlier. I thank the Lord for the privileges that he's given me to teach in other schools. I taught in three different schools actually down in Florida during my time down there. And I've graduated from this school when it used to be called Piedmont Bible College. I got my PhD here when they still had that program. So I'm being honest with you. You can't compare with Veritas as far as now the registrar you might have to think about a little bit, but
by the way, you keep calling me registrar.
Aren't you registrar anymore? Oh, you're a business manager. What are you?
I'm the CFO, but the registrar,
CFO.
I mean, we all wear the hats at some point in our legacy. We've all worn all the hats. So, but.
Right. Anyway, she is the main cog. That's what she is. She is the main cog. Her and Anne Marie. I mean, the school would not run without those two.
I would agree with that. No,
but no, it's true. It really is true.
We just genuinely enjoy our jobs, and it transforms over the years. But we just
and that's probably why it's so successful. These two really do work hard and they enjoy their work. And but anyway,
genuinely,
Veritas, I've been in other schools. I've seen other schools, and as far as the quality of professors, except for maybe me, quality of professors and experience, and just commitment to ministry. I mean, just commitment to Jesus and serving him. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. What's Biden says?
I agree.
What does Biden say when he says he's not lying and you know he is? But I'm not.
We're gonna take you at your word.
No joke. That's what he says. No joke, man.
No joke.
No, praise the Lord, and I pray that we keep our focus, because it's easy to see schools go down the tubes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Hey, we got Josiah says he's in Stevensville, Montana, and he wants lunch. So y'all work it out. I'll work out to do lunch.
Okay, fly me out and I'll come.
Anne Marie says, thankful for a job that doesn't feel like a job. Can't imagine being anywhere else. I second that. It really does not feel like work when you get to do what you love every day in and out. And again, it has changed over time. It has morphed, but each time it morphs, you feel a little trepidation at first, but then it's much better. It's a much better situation.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm thankful for BBC and its influence in my life, and that takes on a lot of ways. It takes on a lot of it take you and Dr. Forrester and the guys and then the current leadership, and so I am very thankful for that. All right, last thing before we go, we're gonna hop into our s'mores. Now, s'mores are the best top four of any category. This week's category is best snacks. Now, I picked this for you because you do have an iron stomach. I'm very curious what you chose for your favorite snacks. So guests go first. What is your first pick for best snack?
So I'm going to start out with very common choices here that maybe you already have as well. But I mean, how can you not want popcorn?
I knew you would do it. I knew you would pick popcorn, and it was my first one. It was my first one too. Stink.
And I became an expert in making popcorn in a big pot that I could make double the capacity
Like on the stove?
on a stove in a big kettle, and I could fill it up with popcorn at the bottom and oil, and I could get it popping with a lid. And the key, I'll tell you what the key is. You got to let the steam out. You got to let the steam out while they're popping. And it would pop all the way to the top, and I would dump it out, what, 3/4 of it, and put it back, and it would still keep popping because I'd have so much corn in there.
Really?
And I would make a big bowl for my family. But now I just buy the bags.
Oh, okay. I have never made popcorn besides like microwave popcorn, but I will tell a funny story. When we were at the movies, we were probably, I don't know, early teens, you're highly embarrassed of your parents just pretty much always, but we had gone to this old theater that they had made like a dollar theater. By this time it's old and it's junky, but you could buy a trash bag full of popcorn for like, I don't know, $6 or $7, right?
The old days, yeah.
So they buy this big old trash bag of popcorn, and we have bowls. We brought bowls from home, and he just go down the line. And I was mortified. I was mortified. And now I'm like, if I could buy a big old bag of popcorn for $6, I would do it.
Exactly. They're so expensive now. So what do you
Yeah,
got? What's
it's
yours
crazy
then?
expensive.
What's your first one?
Okay. All right. So you took my first one as well. So I'm gonna have to go to my second one, which is chips and dip. So I like salty snacks. You've got your crunch, whatever kind of dip. Normally, chips and salsa would be at the top of the list, but any kind of dips, any kind
Yeah,
of,
that is a good
you
one.
know,
I didn't put down. That is a
you
good
know.
one though.
So I love Mexican restaurants. You'll fill up on chips and salsa
Me
first, but then
too,
at
yeah.
home, we'll do like an onion dip or, oh, Michael says favorite snack is puppy chow or Muddy Buddies. Oh, that's good too. Those are good that you can make at home. Okay, what's your second pick?
So my second one is and I haven't had it for a while. I have regular pretzels a lot, but I'm going to put soft pretzels in there because I really like
Oh, those
soft
are
pretzels.
good. Do you get them from like Auntie Anne's or do you get them at the frozen
Yeah,
section?
I've even made them again, make them for but yeah, mostly would buy them and heat them up. Yeah.
Those are good. Do you like cheese or mustard dip?
For soft pretzels?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, eat anything with cheese, anything with mustard. Both are fine.
Okay. I would probably do cheese, but I do like mustard too. All right, my second pick is just cheese and crackers. Just simple cheese and crackers.
Boy, you're picking some good ones I forgot about. Yeah.
I'm very good at snacks. But one thing, this is what that comes to mind. I used to plow through these when I was younger, and they're so unhealthy. But you remember those chicken and biscuit crackers that has like the flavoring on them?
Kind of.
Spray cheese. I love to do that. Spray
Oh
cheese.
yeah, yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody else less like I would eat.
That sounds like a
It's
good
one of those
one.
things that you
Well,
look at
that's
and
it.
you
You
like
can't stop once
you
you
can't
start.
stop.
Yeah.
I'd be like 2/3 of the way through the box. I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got to stop. But I love a good cheese and crackers.
Very good. Very good.
All right, what's your number three?
So the third one isn't very special, but it is something I like, and that is just sticking my hand in a cereal box of Cinnamon Crunch cereal,
That is a good answer. I would venture to say that as an
and
adult,
probably other cereals too, but that
yeah,
one.
Cereal is a very good snack. That is a good one. That's probably going to win it right there. Popcorn and cereal is probably going to win it for you. And I am,
No, you picked two good ones that I'd forgotten about.
we'll see. We'll see. Cereal's a good one because I'd rather, when I was eating cereal, I would have it, I would much rather have it for a snack than for in the mornings for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, my third pick is going to be, I put nuts and chocolate, and I guess that's
Oh,
equated to
that's
more like
good
a trail
too.
mix.
Or
So you've got like
raisins and
sweet and
chocolate.
salty, and it could be as mixture-y as you want, however much,
Or
you know,
just
and if you made it
chocolate, just
yourself,
pieces
you
of
could have the
chocolate.
ratio if you wanted more nuts or more chocolate, you know.
Mm, that's a good one too, man. That. Yep, yep. So my last one, I saved the best for last. I take a flour tortilla and I sprinkle this bacon bits that you can buy, fresh
Yes.
bacon bits, good value, great value. I mean, bacon bits. And then I spread four types cheese on top as well. And just on a small plate, 10-inch tortilla and bacon bits and cheese, and I put it in the microwave for a minute. And then I pull it out and I roll it up. You have to roll it up when it's hot because it'll get stiff if you don't. Roll it
Okay.
up when it's hot. And just chewing on that, it's a little chewy, but man, it's just so good.
So it's like a quesadilla, but you've
It
rolled it.
is. But it's a snack. I mean, I make it as a snack.
Oh no, I would eat it. That sounds good. I'd probably add some chicken and make it a meal. Give us
Oh,
a
oh no, don't get me wrong. I make these with other stuff in it too, but yeah, but for just the quick snack with the cheese and the bacon. Oh my goodness.
That is
Very,
good. That's a good snack. All right,
I
my
don't know what
last,
you'd call it though. So,
I'm just gonna put rolled quesadilla for
a
those
roll, a
who,
roll. Okay, okay,
a
very
roll
good.
up. I don't,
Roll
maybe
up.
a cheese roll up. That's kind of like at Taco Bell. They have one of those. Bacon
Yeah.
cheese roll up. Yeah. So my last pick, of course, you took popcorn, so I've got to go into my honorable mentions. I'm gonna say apple and peanut butter. I mean, don't you remember coming home, sitting at the in front of the TV? You got one of those things that slices your apples and you dip it
Yeah,
in peanut
yeah.
butter.
Yeah,
I'm a
you know what
big
I do with apples? I slice it and then I this might sound strange. I sprinkle Splenda on the apple
mm-hmm,
and then I sprinkle cinnamon on the
mm-hmm,
apple
mm-hmm.
and slices. And anyway,
They have a similar thing you can do if you like a hot, like the idea of like a crisp. It's low
yeah, if
carb.
you
One.
heat it
You
up,
would
yeah.
heat it up with some butter. So you have
Yeah, yeah,
butter
yeah,
and
yeah.
cinnamon and whatever your sugar alternative is going to be. And it's a pretty, it hits the spot.
That
It's
then
pretty
you're
good.
getting into desserts though, then.
I know. Okay. All right. We have more fat. We're gonna wrap
That's
this
next
up.
week.
I'll give a promo for next week. So next week we should have on Brother John Edmonds, and we're going to be discussing next week dessert. So decidedly different than snacks, but his category is going to be dessert. So you guys show up, show us what desserts you like. Michael says bacon is one of God's greatest gifts. I agree, Michael. I would agree with that. Darren says chocolate covered peanuts with
Mm,
peanuts fresh from the field. Man, that's no joke. Next month in Southeast Virginia, little country store sells them. Darren also says Darden's store in Windsor, Virginia. They all fresh peanuts with chocolate covered ones. Those are delicious. You're exactly right. Michael says honey mustard on a soft pretzel is so underrated. Oh, that's a good thought. I do like a good honey mustard,
yeah,
so
yep,
I would be
yep,
all
that
over
is
that
good.
too. Frankly, I don't think any dip you for a soft pretzel, it pretty much takes care of it. So I like that. All right, you guys, we are going to hop off for today. Thanks for joining us for our give and take. Thanks, Brother Wagner, for joining us. Thanks so
Yeah,
much for
thanks,
bringing your
Sherry. Yep.
expertise in all the areas, and we'll catch you next time, okay?